Hi guys, welcome to the brand new video on how to create a script which will add watermark to the images automatically in Photoshop scripting. No matter how many images you feed into it, hundreds or thousands, it will process them all. Let's take a look what we are going to create. These are the images in which we want to add a watermark. Now run the script in the Photoshop. Go to File, Scripts and Auto Add Watermarks. I have to choose the folder having the images. So go to Desktop, Images. The script is now adding the watermarks and saving the file automatically. The script is now finished. Let's go to the images folder again and check the images. As you can see, each image is saved as a new image having the watermark in it. This is the previous one, this is the new one. So without any further delay, let's get started. Open Adobe Extend Script and create a new file. Let's save the file first. Just name it as new auto add watermarks. I have listed the code breakdown. First, we have to get the images folder. Open each image in Photoshop and add the watermark layer on top of it. Save the file as JPEG and close the file. First, we have to target this script that it will be run in the Photoshop. Okay, so first step is get the images folder. We have to create a new variable called images folder and then call the folder class dot select dialog. In the quotes we have to enter the description which will be shown to the user in the folder dialog box. Our first step is completed. Now we have to iterate over this images folder. Open each image in the Photoshop. Create a new function called process images folder. First, get the file list from the folder images folder dot get file. In the get files argument, we have to enter a regex. Just follow along this one. So this regex means that we have to only get the files having the .jpg or png extensions in it. We have to iterate the folder. I starting from the 0, I less than files list dot length. This is the total images length, and then increment the loop. Get the file from ith index. Now we have to check that whether this is a file or a folder, because sometimes if there are subfolders in the images folder, we have to skip that. So we have to check that if file is an instance of file, then we have to process this file. Now we want to open this file in the Photoshop, which is our first part of the second point. Open, passing the file in the argument. Now we have to tell Photoshop that this is our active document, that whenever we do anything after this step, the Photoshop will know that it needs to process that step on this file active document. For the second part, adding the watermark layer on top of it, we have to create a new function called create text layer. This function will take 4 arguments. First is our document, which is the open file in the Photoshop, and then watermark text, and then XY position of the text. First we have to add a new text layer on top of the current image. Dog dot, we have to call our art layers and then add a new layer. We have to tell Photoshop that this layer kind is text one. Just rename the layer with the watermark text. You can name it as whatever you like. Now text layer has a property, its property kind, its size and font, and its position. Now we have to add a new color to the font. So create a new solid color. Our RGB values is 000, which means that this color is black. So we want to add this new color to our text property. Color is equal to new color. Now we want to set the position of this text layer. Add a blend mode to the text layer and then set the opacity. At last give the contents. Our function is completed. Now we have to call this function. Create text layer, and then we have to pass it the document and then watermark text. I will use coding deal channel, and then we have to pass the X position and Y position. So the question is, what do we have to pass it as XY? If you go back to the images and open the watermark text, as you can see, the position of the watermark is at bottom left corner. So this is the X coordinate and this is the Y coordinate. So we have to give it, like for example, 100 pixels from the left for the starting of the X coordinate, and then we have to take the total height of the image and then subtract 100 pixels from the bottom so that it will be at the bottom left corner. We don't want this width, as I told earlier, that we will use directly 100 pixels, so we don't want the width. For the X position we have to pass 100, and from the Y position we have to get the total height, which is this one, and then subtract 100 pixels from it. And now we have to save the file as JPEG. We will create a new function to save the files as JPEG. First we have to get the current file name from the document, and then we have to split this name without the extension. We want to create this as JPEG options. Create a new variable, jpg options dot quality. We will use the highest quality. We want to set the color profile to it. We need to add a format options, and then we have to add a matte mode to it. At last we have to call the save as function. Now we have to call this function from our loop. I will use images folder and then close. Let's try to run this script and see what happens. Go to play and start running the script. It will ask for the folder having the images. Select the same images folder as previously. Nothing happened. The reason for that is we didn't call this images folder. My bad. Just call this process images folder. Execute again, pass the images to it. Oh, what is this? It is showing the dialog folder. This is not what we want. So just cancel this one. Obviously it will show the error that we didn't selected any file. So we have to disable the dialogs for the time being while this script is running. As we have disabled the dialog, we need to enable the dialog again after the script is executed. After the script is processed, we have to just alert the user that script is now processed successfully. Now let's run the script again. We have to pass the images. As you can see, the script is completed, but the files are not closed. It is because we have not completed the step 4 yet. Add the closing code to the image. Execute images, pass the images to them. As you can see, the images are processed and closed. Let's check the images having the watermark. Coding deal channel. Watermark is added to the images. Remember, we have saved this script in the desktop. As you can see, the script will not be available when this Photoshop is opened without the extend script. As you can see, if I go to the file, script is not available. So we want to make sure that script is available every time whenever the Photoshop is opened. We have to go to the desktop, copy the script, and then we have to copy the script into the scripts folder. Paste. Now we have to close the Photoshop and start again. Let's check whether the script is added or not. File, scripts. As you can see, new auto add images script is added. Click on it, it's executing now. If you like the video, a thumbs up would be great. Please subscribe to the channel to get notified when the new video is uploaded. Thank you for watching. See you next time.